In this lesson, we're going to learn how to multiply and divide integers. So, similar to multiplying, dividing, or adding and subtracting integers, there's just a little bit difference as opposed to just doing a regular 8 multiplied by 5 equals 40, or 60 divided by 12 equals 5. You know, it's a little bit different than just simply doing these operations with positive numbers, because now we're going to throw in negative numbers, because negative numbers are part of the set that are the integers, which are what we're trying to multiply and divide by. So the way that we will multiply and divide integers, say we have a 8 times a negative 5 or a negative 60 divided by 12, the way that we do these operations is just following this simple table that has been constructed. So imagine you have a positive number times a positive number that is equal to a positive number, as you can see here. On the contrary, if you have a positive times a negative, that is equal to a negative. Same thing works if we flip the numbers around. A negative times a positive is equal to a negative. But then if we have a negative times a negative, we have a positive. That was a typo there. That should be a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay? Then literally the exact same thing, only with the division sign. A positive divided by a positive is a positive, which is what we've always done. Now if we throw in negative, so positive divided by negative is negative. Negative divided by positive is negative as well. And then did the same thing over here. That's a typo. If you have a negative divided by a negative, that is equal to a positive. So one simple way of thinking about this is if the signs are the exact same, like positive and positive or negative and negative, the answer to it will be positive. Same thing. Positive divided by positive, negative divided by negative. If the signs are the exact same, then your answer will be positive. On the contrary, if your signs are opposite, like you're taking positive times the negative, negative times positive, positive divided by a negative, or negative divided by a positive, if you're taking opposite signs, then your final answer will be negative. Nothing too complicating on that. So let's go through a couple of examples of this. So say we have 5 multiplied by a negative 6. So we just look at, we have what would be a positive 5 and a negative 6. So since they are opposite signs, our final answer will have a negative. So I'm just going to put that at the end right away. And then once you've determined the sign, whether it's positive or negative, then it's just simple multiplication. 5 times 6 is 30. So when you have a negative times a positive, it's going to give us a negative sign. So positive 5 times a negative 6 is negative 30. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. So say we have 12 divided by a negative 6. Let's go through the signs. So we have a positive 12 divided by a negative 6. Well, that's opposite signs, so it's going to be a negative. And then we just do the regular division. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So positive 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. And again, we'll go through one more. So we have a negative times a negative 13 times a negative 2. So as the table shows us, if they're both negative, they're both the same sign, our final answer will be a positive number. So 13 times 2, that is 26. Okay, again, we have negative and negative, that's the same sign, so it's going to be a positive. 13 times 2 is 26. So negative 13 times negative 2 is positive 26. And again, there's not much else more you need to know when it comes to multiplying and dividing integers. So long as you know how to multiply and divide whole numbers, you just have to remember this table. Again, if they're the same sign, it's going to be positive, whether it's a division or multiplication. And if it's opposite signs, it's going to be negative, whether it's division or multiplication. So we'll go through these few examples by yourself, and then I will walk through them with you. So again, our example is negative 17 multiplied by 2, negative 30 divided by negative 6, and negative 12 divided by 3. I'll let you work on those right now. Okay, and we'll go through them. So we have a negative and a positive. So our final answer is going to be negative. 17 times 2 is 34. We have a negative and negative. So they're the same sign. So the answer is going to be positive. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And we have a negative and a positive 3. So they're opposites. So the answer is going to be negative. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that is multiplying and dividing integers.